8 miles. That's all that separates Europe and Africa, a distance so short you'd think we'd have bridged it by now. But here's the kicker. This tiny stretch of water has defied every effort to connect two continents. Why? Is it the restless geology beneath? The eye-watering costs? Or is there something more? A deeper mystery that keeps the world's greatest minds at bay? They've said it's impossible, but history has shown us that humanity thrives on breaking barriers. Could this gap hold the secrets to unlocking a new era of connection? Or is it a challenge so insurmountable that even the boldest engineers and visionaries step back? What lies beneath the Strait of Gibraltar isn't just water. It's a labyrinth of intrigue, a puzzle waiting for someone brave enough to solve it. Think about this. Just 8 miles of water separate Europe and Africa. That's it. A gap so narrow it feels like a dare. Yet it controls the pulse of global trade. Over 100,000 ships squeeze through this bottleneck every year, carrying oil, goods, and dreams of connection. Now imagine standing on the edge of Spain, staring across at Morocco's rugged coastline, close enough to tempt you into thinking, why not just build a bridge? Sounds simple, right? But oh, how wrong you'd be. Underneath those glittering waves lies chaos. A battlefield of tectonic plates clashing like restless giants. The seafloor here is anything but stable, shifting and heaving in ways that would make even the boldest engineers sweat. It's like trying to build a house on top of an earthquake waiting to happen. And the challenges? They're not just geological. They're deeply human. This isn't just water we're talking about. It's a line in the sand between Spain and Morocco, two nations with a history as turbulent as the strait itself. Let's add money to the mix, shall we? Connecting these two continents would cost a jaw-dropping $20 billion at its highest estimate. For that kind of cash, you could fund countless megaprojects. But would any of them have to face shifting plates, political tension, and the sheer audacity of nature? Every proposal so far, from massive suspension bridges to underwater tunnels, has hit a wall of what-ifs. What if the ground shifts? What if nations can't agree? What if the cost spirals into the unimaginable? And yet, the dream persists. Because let's face it, humanity thrives on the impossible. The idea of bridging the Strait of Gibraltar isn't just about steel and concrete. It's about conquering the unconquerable. But here's the twist. Is this challenge too big, even for us? Or is it the kind of mystery that will one day fuel our greatest innovation yet? Beneath the seemingly serene waters of the Strait of Gibraltar lies a world that would terrify even the most daring explorers. Picture tectonic plates grinding together like ancient titans, creating a chaotic dance of seismic activity. This is no ordinary sea floor. It's a shifting maze of cracks, ridges, and underwater valleys. Now imagine trying to build anything stable on that. It's like attempting to balance a masterpiece of architecture on the back of a restless beast. This volatile geology isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a full-blown antagonist. The strait is a collision zone between the African and Eurasian plates, with forces so immense they've shaped continents. You'd think we'd have mastered this challenge by now, but even with modern technology, engineers are left scratching their heads. No amount of innovation can fully tame the unpredictability of an underwater fault line that's constantly on the move. And then, there's the depth. While the strait may seem like a shallow channel, its depths range from manageable to abyssal. The seafloor isn't a flat canvas. It's more like a crumpled map with unpredictable twists. Every survey uncovers new hurdles, rocky outcrops, sediment traps, and mysterious underwater currents. It's as if the Earth itself is guarding this crossing, refusing to make it easy for anyone daring enough to try. But here's the wild part. Despite these challenges, ideas like submerged tunnels keep coming up. Why? Because the potential reward, a direct link between continents, is too enticing to ignore. Yet every plan comes with a question. Can human ingenuity triumph over nature's raw power? Or is this just one puzzle too complex for us to solve? Let's step away from the geological chaos for a moment and look at the human element, politics. The Strait of Gibraltar isn't just a natural marvel. It's a border, a point of tension, and a symbol of control. On one side, Spain, with its rich European legacy. On the other, Morocco, a gateway to the vast African continent. Both nations have something to gain, yet neither can seem to agree on how to move forward. It's less about the bridge itself and more about who gets to hold the key to this monumental crossing. Historical disputes between these two countries add fuel to the fire. Questions of sovereignty, territorial waters, and economic dominance loom large over any discussion of collaboration. To say that Spain and Morocco's relationship is complicated would be an understatement. It's a diplomatic tightrope walk where even the smallest misstep can spark tension. And when two nations can't see eye to eye, how can they possibly align on a project this ambitious? Now, throw in international players. The Strait of Gibraltar is not just Spain and Morocco's concern. It's a strategic artery for global trade. Countries with vested interests, from the United States to China, have their eyes firmly set on this narrow passage. Everyone wants a piece of the pie, and that kind of geopolitical tug-of-war only complicates matters further. It's not just about engineering anymore. It's about power, influence, and who gets the last word. So here's the burning question. Is it even possible for these nations to put aside centuries of rivalry and focus on a shared vision? Or will this political chessboard, with its endless moves and countermoves, keep the dream of connection locked away? Let's talk about the elephant in the room, money. The dream of bridging the Strait of Gibraltar isn't just ambitious, it's outrageously expensive. Estimates range from $5 billion to a staggering $20 billion. That's the kind of budget that could fund space exploration or revamp entire infrastructures. So, the real question isn't just whether it can be done, but whether anyone is willing to pay the price for this monumental gamble. For context, the Channel Tunnel, connecting England and France, cost $15 billion in today's money. And that's on stable ground. Imagine multiplying the engineering challenges by 10 and diving into unpredictable underwater terrain. Suddenly, that $20 billion price tag starts to make sense. Yet, even with a hefty budget, what guarantee is there that the project would succeed? Failure isn't just a setback. It's an economic catastrophe waiting to happen. What makes this even more complex is the lack of a clear investor. Who would fund a project of this scale? Governments? Private companies? International coalitions? Everyone seems interested until they see the bill. Add in the uncertainty of returns, and it's no wonder this idea often ends up shelved. After all, it's one thing to dream big and another to write a check that massive. But here's the twist. Some believe the cost is justified, not just for the connection, but for the symbol it would become. A bridge or tunnel across the strait could represent unity, progress, and humanity's defiance of natural barriers. The price is high, but could the reward be even greater? Only time, and perhaps some daring innovators will tell. Now, let's not leave this story unfinished. The mysteries of the Strait of Gibraltar and the challenges it presents are just one piece of the puzzle. If you're as captivated as we are by these colossal questions, don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because the next journey might just take us even deeper into the impossible. Let's uncover more together. If a bridge feels like a stretch, how about a tunnel? The idea of digging under the Strait of Gibraltar has tantalized engineers for decades. After all, if we can burrow beneath the English Channel, why not here? On paper, it's an elegant solution, protected from the storms above and out of sight. But in reality, the challenges lurking beneath the surface make this no easy feat. Tunneling through unstable geological layers feels more like threading a needle through shifting sands. Here's the kicker. The proposed tunnel wouldn't be just any ordinary underground passage. Engineers envision a dual-purpose marvel, a railway for passengers and freight, designed to revolutionize travel and trade between two continents. Imagine boarding a train in southern Spain and emerging minutes later in northern Morocco. It sounds futuristic, even magical, but then again, so did the Channel Tunnel before it became reality. Could this be its Mediterranean counterpart? Yet, the logistics of such a project are staggering. Beyond the geological risks, there's the question of ventilation, structural integrity, and maintaining a safe, dry environment under immense water pressure. Add to that the geopolitical tensions and the eye-watering costs, and it's clear why this tunnel remains firmly in the what-if category. The gap is just 8 miles, but each of those miles is fraught with challenges that would test the limits of modern engineering. And here's the thought that keeps this dream alive. Humanity has never been one to back down from a challenge. If we can put a man on the moon, surely we can connect 2 continents. Or can we? That lingering question keeps the intrigue alive, doesn't it? Imagine the ripple effect of connecting 2 continents. A bridge or tunnel linking Europe and Africa wouldn't just be a marvel of engineering. It would reshape the entire world. Trade routes would be transformed, allowing goods to move faster and more efficiently. Tourism would skyrocket, creating an unprecedented flow of culture, ideas, and people. The Strait of Gibraltar would become more than a waterway. It would be a global hub, a living testament to humanity's ingenuity. But there's another layer to this. Such a project could redefine international relationships, turning 2 continents into closer neighbors, not just geographically, but economically and politically. For Europe, it would open new doors to Africa's vast resources and emerging markets. For Africa, it could mean faster access to European technology and investment. It's a two-way street, literally and metaphorically, that could level the playing field for global opportunities. Yet with great opportunity comes great responsibility. What happens to the local ecosystems? The strait is home to a delicate marine environment that already faces pressure from heavy shipping traffic. Would a massive construction project tip the scales? And what about the social implications? Connecting continents sounds like a utopia, but could it also intensify issues like migration disputes or economic disparities? Every action has its shadow, and this would be no exception. Still, the potential is intoxicating. Humanity thrives on breaking barriers, and this would be a symbolic leap like no other. But as with every grand vision, the real question remains, are we ready to step up to the challenge? Or will we let this monumental opportunity slip through our fingers? Dreams of bridging the Strait of Gibraltar aren't new. Centuries ago, visionaries pondered the idea of connecting 2 continents, imagining fantastical solutions that seemed like something out of mythology. From ancient trade routes to sketches of floating platforms, the idea has long captured human imagination. It's a testament to our innate desire to conquer what separates us, to build pathways where none exist. And now, with today's technology, those dreams feel closer than ever, yet still out of reach. Take the Channel Tunnel as a modern example. When it opened in 1994, it was hailed as one of the most ambitious engineering projects in history, connecting England and France under the English Channel. It proved that with enough determination, even the impossible could become reality. But the Strait of Gibraltar poses a whole new level of challenge. Unlike the Channel's relatively calm and predictable conditions, this strait is a volatile mix of natural and geopolitical barriers. And let's not forget the symbolic weight of this endeavor. Building a bridge or tunnel here wouldn't just connect land. It would connect histories, cultures, and futures. It's the kind of project that could redefine how we see ourselves, not just as isolated nations, but as a global community striving for unity. Yet, with every breakthrough comes hesitation. What if it fails? What if it's too soon? What if the world isn't ready for what it represents? So, we stand at a crossroads. The dream has lingered for centuries, and the tools to make it real are within reach. But will we take the leap? Or will this vision remain an untouchable beacon? A what-if that continues to inspire but never materializes? Let's step into the mind of an engineer tasked with bridging the Strait of Gibraltar. The challenges are almost mythical, but so are the inspirations. Nature itself offers a blueprint, from the intricate webs of spiders to the resilience of coral reefs. Imagine designing a structure that mimics these natural wonders, flexible, adaptive, and built to withstand the ever-changing forces of the sea. It's a fascinating reminder that sometimes the best solutions come from looking at what's already around us. Take suspension bridges, for example, marvels of human ingenuity inspired by nature's ability to distribute weight and tension. But applying this to the strait would require materials and designs that push the boundaries of what's currently possible. And then there's the idea of underwater tunnels, encased in reinforced materials, resembling the protective shells of marine life. Both concepts are bold, but neither comes without risks. It's as if the Earth itself is daring us to try. Yet, the real genius may lie in hybrid solutions. What if we combined elements of both? Floating platforms anchored to the seafloor? Tunnels partially submerged but protected by artificial barriers? These ideas sound futuristic, but they're already being explored in places like Japan and Norway. The key is adaptability, engineering not just for today, but for the unpredictable shifts of tomorrow. But here's the twist. Every great leap forward has come with uncertainty. What's exciting and daunting about bridging the strait is that it forces us to question the limits of our ambition. Will we rise to the challenge, crafting something that not only works, but inspires? Or will we watch, hesitant, as this tantalizing possibility remains just out of reach? The Strait of Gibraltar is more than a geographic divide. It's a silent witness to the unfolding drama of human history. For centuries, this narrow passage has been a crossroads for explorers, traders, and empires. Think of the Phoenicians, who first navigated its waters, or the Moors, who crossed it to shape the culture of medieval Spain. Every ripple of water here carries the weight of human ambition, resilience, and the unrelenting desire to connect worlds. But here's the irony. While the strait has always linked civilizations, it also stands as a reminder of our limitations. This is a place where nature draws a line, daring us to cross it. And for all our advancements, the gap remains. It's humbling, isn't it? Despite our satellites orbiting the Earth and rovers exploring Mars, this tiny 8-mile stretch continues to elude us. It's a challenge as ancient as time, yet as modern as the latest engineering breakthrough. The potential of bridging this strait isn't just about convenience. It's about legacy. Future generations could look back and see this project as a defining moment, a symbol of what humanity can achieve when it dares to dream big. It's about writing our chapter in the history books alongside the great achievements of the past. And yet, this ambition comes with questions. What compromises will we make? What costs are we willing to bear? This is where the story gets truly intriguing. The Strait of Gibraltar isn't just a physical barrier. It's a mental one, challenging us to think beyond the immediate and imagine the extraordinary. Could it one day serve as a bridge, not just of continents, but of human potential itself? As we stand at the edge of possibility, the question isn't whether bridging the Strait of Gibraltar is possible, but when and how. The future holds limitless potential, but it also demands patience, vision, and an unshakable belief in innovation. What if this project becomes the crown jewel of 21st century engineering? It could redefine how we perceive distance, connection, and the very essence of human progress. The technologies needed to tackle this challenge are evolving at lightning speed. From AI-driven construction methods to new, resilient materials, the tools to make this dream a reality are closer than ever. Imagine a world where the strait is no longer a barrier, but a link, a symbol of humanity's triumph over the impossible. It's not just an engineering challenge. It's a calling, a chance to prove that nothing is truly out of reach. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Grand ideas require cooperation on a scale rarely seen. Nations must align, resources must be allocated, and risks must be calculated with precision. It's not just about the science. It's about the story we want to tell future generations. Will this be a tale of hesitation, or one of bold action and unparalleled ambition? And here's the catch. Every delay, every hesitation, leaves this dream suspended in time, waiting for a generation daring enough to take the leap. The Strait of Gibraltar isn't just a passage. It's a challenge, a test of what we're willing to do to connect our world in ways never before imagined. Are we ready to answer the call? Or will this dream slip further into the distance? So, now you know, the tiny Strait of Gibraltar just 8 miles wide, holds secrets that have stumped humanity for centuries. It's not just about geology or politics. It's about our relentless drive to connect, to push past the limits of what seems possible. But here's the real question. Knowing what you know now, can you resist diving deeper into the mysteries that shape our world? Think about it. This is just one of countless enigmas waiting to be explored. What else is out there, hidden in plain sight, defying explanation and begging for discovery? Knowledge like this isn't for everyone. It's for those who crave answers, who want to see the world differently, and who refuse to settle for surface-level thinking. Do you feel smarter? You should, because you've just uncovered a piece of the puzzle that few even think to ask about. But don't stop here. This is your chance to join a community of seekers, explorers, and thinkers. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next revelation might just change the way you see the world forever.